IGN's Up at Noon is flavored by Wingstop. Try chili lime. It's a wing thing.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Up at Noon. Are you ready to hit the links this week? Yeah! That's what I like to hear. Up at Noon's Brian Altano is here to make a video game match made in heaven, and then Nintendo's Corey Olsbury is here with a brand new look at Mario Golf World Tour. But first, the news you care about. This week, a new round of Call of Duty Ghosts DLC will allow legendary rapper Snoop Dogg to replace the usual multiplayer announcer. Woo! Here is a look.
Ballistic vest ready. Those are some fine-ass threads. You got that Spitfire drone now. Rack up points by reaching the enemy portal, you dig?
All right, wow. Activision, a lot of people rag on you for not coming up with new ideas and not, I mean, this is just a great idea to really, for fans. IGN did this years ago.
The UAV is on Lizard. For shizzle, my lizard.
Our UAV is online.
So nice try, Activision. We'll see you in court. Please do not come to court. Game of Thrones is back on television and owning the internet with its surprising twists. However, as Up at Noon usually films on Thursdays and then airs on Mondays, we haven't been able to make a timely joke about the hit HBO series. That's why we decided to get ahead of it all and pre-tape some jokes we think are going to happen so we can drop them into future episodes and seem really hip. Are you ready?
Yeah!
All right. Needs to be quiet. We need to insert this. This is number... Speaking of shocking twists, Greg Way, Game of Thrones fans were shocked last night when Tyrion Lannister was killed by that redhead who gave birth to that shadow baby. Wow! An evil ginger? I never saw it coming. The internet exploded last night when Khaleesi decided to marry her own dragons. The wedding was called the Green Wedding, and hundreds of dragon aunts, uncles, and cousins were killed in a dragon pie eating contest. Pie! Who saw that coming? What a show! Shh. Come on, gotta be able to insert these clean. On the season finale of Game of Thrones, Jaime Lannister's severed hand was brought back to life through a magical spell from a wizard. His hand went on to become the most powerful character on the show and kill every other character to become the king of the universe. The Throne game has a winner! Hip, hip, hooray! And that takes care of all of this season. We can insert those anyway. Up at Noon, we are a news show. Google has acquired a drone robot company and plans to use it to beam internet signals from space to areas of the Earth that don't have the internet yet. So now that Amazon and Google have drone plans, we return to Up at Noon correspondent, future Brian Altano, to see what the year is like in 2095. Future Brian!
It's the year 2095 and drones have taken over the sky. Started with Amazon delivery drones, and every time you ordered a package, a robot came to Earth and killed you. Ah! Then came Google. Anytime you searched for something on Google, a robot brought you the search result, which was pretty cool when we started searching for porn. There's one right now. It's Tara Patrick. She's one of the older models. Anyway, the more advanced the search results went, the deadlier the robots were. Once Russian Asian boob robots came from the sky and killed us all, there was only a few of us left. But there are still porn robots, so it's not that bad. Like, it's not the worst apocalypse, really. So actually, if you weigh it all out with a scale, I mean, we're dying, but from porn, which is a pretty cool way to die. Keep living for the future.
Thank you, future Brian. I'm just happy that we still have porn in the year 2095. And while things kind of suck for future Brian Altano, things are pretty good for present day Brian Altano, thanks to... Food and video games! That's right, food and video games. That's why present day Brian Altano is going to walk you through his favorite food and game pairings. Brian!
Thank you, Greg. Greg, nothing says ritzy like a fine pairing of some of life's most lavish delicacies. Enjoying a moonlit date under the stars as the summer winds turn to fall leaves? Why, pair a rich red Malbec with a creamy, nutty fromage. Taking in a sunset on horseback along a beachside? Try a light, airy Cabernet Franc and a wedge of Gruyere. Oh, but you knew all that.
Brian, what the hell are you talking about?
Oh, Greg, you fat Philistine. What if we could pair our favorite foods with our favorite video games? What of that? No, indeed. For example, let's take Titanfall with its bold and robust heat and savory crunch of battle. Why? It pairs perfectly with chicken wings.
Well, I mean, yeah, I love both of those things, but I really don't see the connection, Brian.
Or The Lost of Us, with its desolate and lone depiction of perseverance against unwinnable odds. Well, sir, I do say that one pairs well with a fine roasted cauliflower.
Oh, okay. No, that one actually, I get that. That makes sense because in Last of Us, the infected, they have like the
And chicken wings.
Oh, okay. I see what's happening here. Like,
Or Super Mario, with its bright, punchy, flowery notes and colorful highs. Well, how about a whole earthy mushroom surrounded by cloves of garlic, a drizzle of sunflower oils, and a pinch of sea salt? And
Brian, I know Wingstop is sponsoring Up at Noon this month, and I'm so happy that you're finally starting to take this sponsorship seriously. But it just feels like you're using it for a reason to talk about chicken wings every chance you get. And like, I love chicken wings. You know that I love chicken wings. But I mean, the only thing on your mind these days is
chicken wings. Available at Wingstop. All month long and forever.
Why did you even say, why did you start with Brian Altano, everybody? Man, Brian sure has some goofy ideas. Speaking of goofy ideas, Greg, wait, I'm on top of the prompter again. There's nothing crazier than a dinosaur playing golf with a mushroom, and that's exactly what happens in Mario Golf World Tour. Here to tell me all about it is Nintendo's Corey Olsbury. As I live and breathe, Corey Olsbury.
Greg.
You're here, and you brought Mario Golf.
Yeah,
Mario Golf is back. Where has it been, sir? I've missed it. It's been so long. I've missed Mario Golf a long time. A lot of people like to throw this PlayStation brick at me, say I'm a PlayStation fanboy. I'm a fucking Mario Golf fanboy. What took so long? Where have you been? I've been waiting.
It's been a while. We're happy to bring it back. May 2nd.
Yeah, it's right around the corner.
Yeah.
What about this Mario Golf stands out to you?
So you mentioned the name Mario Golf World Tour. It really is focused on, a big part is on the multiplayer experience. This is the first Mario Golf game where you can actually participate in tournaments online, great local multiplayer as well.
Sure.
But one of my favorite features is when you are playing online. You mentioned, I think before today, like you really like to play Toadstool Tour back in the day.
I did. This man knows his Greg Miller a lot.
As great as those games were, one unfortunate thing.
Be careful what you're going to say here right now. If you start talking trash on Toadstool Tour, we're going to have some big problems.
So one of the problems, I guess, is that you're waiting. You're watching some other people play, right?
Right. This is true. Yeah.
So you're watching. In Mario Golf World Tour, there's an option when you're playing multiplayer to have what's called simultaneous play. So whether you're online or you're playing locally, you can all be playing the hole at the same time.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to be watching your opponent, hit into the bunker, and you don't want to watch that.
Sure. I see enough of these scrubs all the time.
Right.
High-class golfers like myself. Or Dry Bones, who's the best Mario player of all time.
So it speeds the game up quite
Sure.
a bit now. You can get through matches pretty quickly. You're also able to, online or local, you can still trash talk a little bit using the kind of like little emoticons, if you will, by touching the touch screen.
Right.
So if your opponent makes a good shot, you can clap, but
not going to happen.
Yeah, there's also options to kind of boo the other person,
Good.
or while they're putting, try to mess them up a little
Sure,
bit. So-
Noonan. Yell Noonan a bunch of times.
You would never do that.
No. This is stuff I've read about in Mario Golf Weekly when they talk about like things that get in people's way. It's not something I would do. Now it's funny you bring up the touchscreen for doing this thing. Historically, touchscreens and me, I'm like, I'm glad, whatever, they're there, that's fine. I've been playing a lot of this Mario Golf. Big fan now of how the touchscreen is there for topspin, backspin, super topspin, rather than have to do a button combination, which I inevitably screw up because God gifted me with huge thumbs. Now I can just reach over and hit the button and do it. I mean, I'm very happy so far with what you guys have done with this Mario Golf.
Yeah, the developers have taken full advantage of the Nintendo 3DS system. So there's actually some gyro sensors in there as well that are completely optional. You can look around with the touchscreen controls. As you mentioned, you can add spin to the ball, top spin, back spin. You can actually touch the spot on the ball, like where you want to hit the ball, like on the bottom or the top. But again, those are completely optional. So for those players that I swear by the buttons, I only want to use buttons, you can do that as well.
Sure.
But,
they're just going to get rolled by expert touchers like myself. Because I've been touching things a long time, and now that I can bring it into video games, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, both both methods play really well. So some people are better at touching.
Yeah. Well, you just have years and years of practice.
Right.
That's all it comes down to. Why has it been so long for Mario Golf? Where's Mario been? Like, he keeps going around the galaxy, keeps driving these cars. Good for him. But the golf. That's where the people loved it. The golf's back. Why did it take so long?
Actually, I don't know why. It's been a little while since the last golf game, but I know the developers have, Camelot, of course, who created the game. They definitely wanted to bring something new to the table. So we talked a little about tournaments and what the Nintendo 3DS kind of brings to that aspect of it. They've also kind of elevated it to a new area with the Mario Golf courses. So again, in older Mario Golf games, you might have had these courses that maybe had like a Lakitu theme or light cheap theme or something like that. Sure. But those courses were still kind of realistic to a certain degree.
Yeah.
The Mario Golf courses in this game are like full out, like the Cheap Lagoon course, for example. You are underwater.
Not usually where you want to play golf.
Right, and so you actually you actually see bubbles coming out of your character's like mouth and nose before you hit the ball. Physics are completely different on these courses, so the ball's not going to roll as far on the green if you're underwater, for example. There's crazy water currents blowing you off the course. So
that's been the interesting thing playing through it right now, is that there's... At first, I'm playing it, people are asking my impressions, like, it's great. It's more Mario Golf, I love it.
Right.
But then I started lamenting, well, I'm like, but there's only these 3 championship tours to go for. There's only 3 courses. I got to play all 18 holes. Then I stopped being stupid, went back to the main menu, jumped into another thing. I can play a little bit of holes here. There's this Peach course. Now there's all these courses hidden that I haven't even gotten to yet.
Right.
How many courses are in this game?
So there are a total of 3 of the more kind of realistic Castle Club courses. Those are the 18-hole courses that are, maybe the mountain theme or the seaside theme.
And let me tell you, mountain theme is no joke. It is going to screw you up. You're going to feel like you're this great golfer. You get there, and then you're just getting destroyed.
Right.
So thanks for ruining my confidence.
Well, you've got all of the Mario Golf courses left, so you're going to have a ton of fun with those. And of course, we've kind of talked a little bit about Peach Gardens. We've shown some of Wiggler Park, which has giant, Mario enemies. You've got giant Wiggler like hanging out over the course, giant Goomba.
You're allowed to laugh. It's a comedy show. Wigglers hanging out over the course is a funny sentence.
Yeah, no, it's. I mentioned Cheap Lagoon a little bit. You've got DK Jungle. So in that course, you've got blast barrels, TNT barrels, things like that you're going to have to watch out for, and ways to kind of blast through the course. If you might see a blast barrel way off on the side, in the out of bounds zone, but will you go for it to maybe get an eagle or hole in one?
I will do it. Don't worry. I'm going to do all this stuff. And that's, I guess, the next big question, right, is like, how long is it going to take me to unlock everything? Because I played it all the way to PAX and all the way back and every Muni ride now, and it still seems like I've seen none of the courses you just mentioned, which is weird, but good.
It's funny because you started playing the game exactly the way I did when I first started playing the game, which is you saw Castle Club, which is where you basically use your Mii character, enter this golf club that's run by Peach. All the Mushroom Kingdom characters are there. You're going through there. You can earn clothing items and kind of customize your Mii character with hats or clubs, and all of these items will affect your abilities. So maybe
your drive, your sweet spot, your control.
Exactly. So when you're playing this mode and you're entering tournaments and you're trying to beat other characters and fill up your trophy
And they
room,
are just beating you down and telling you no matter how good you think you are, Wario is better.
that's
And how can I? And Wario just shows up and putts with one hand, and it's like, how cocky is that? Because that's just like another level of annoyance.
wait until you see Waluigi get a birdie on you and then snap his fingers. The putting green becomes a disco ball, and he's like,
What?
doing.
God, good lord!
So.
You guys know how to rub it in. But we're talking hours and hours and hours of stuff here, right?
Yeah, no. So again, I probably spent, oh my gosh, how many hours in Castle Club before I even started playing the other almost half of the game, which has a lot of the Mario Golf courses in it. There's these things called challenges, which are these bite-sized elements of courses. So one of them might be achieve par on a hole but still collecting the star coin that's off to the side.
Sure.
And you might have to use what are called item shots to do that. So item shots might include a boomerang shot, which of course will have like a wide angle and be able to sweep around this intense angle. You might have a fire flower shot that can burn through foliage if you're trying to go through trees.
Thank you. I was going to say, for kids at home, plants. You're going to pass that vocab test thanks to Up at Noon.
There's a tornado shot that basically just lifts the ball up, carries it, over any hazards.
Right.
Some of the challenges involve collecting, 100 coins across 3 holes. Another challenge is item slots, where it gives you, or club slots, I should say, where you are just given 3 clubs for the entire hole.
Well, it's like we were talking about it before, right? Like, there's also the whole putting thing, right? Where you get 1 shot to get on the green and you get 1 putt to finish. And you have to do that through 9 holes, right?
That's actually something that I'm really disappointed in myself that I've yet to be able to do. So when you talk about like completionist, like I am the type of gamer that a game is not done until I have done every single, checked everything off in a game. Still working on that because you have to actually get the ball on the green, then 1 putt it for 9 holes in a row.
No biggie.
No big deal.
Yeah. See, that's the problem. Is I'm terrible at putting. That's where it falls apart. I am Happy Gilmore. I can get you there, no problem. And then again, like I was talking about Greg Atlas on this mountain course, you get to these greens and they're like this, and they're like this, and it's like no. You gotta try to play.
If you go back into Castle Club, there are also some training options.
Yeah, Toad's there giving me tips.
Yeah.
He is not helping enough. I need a Toad expert class is what I need from this young man.
Spend
Or
some
I guess
time.
Mushroom, fun guy. This young Mushroom.
Fun guy.
Yeah, he's a fun guy. So what about characters? We talked about Mii's are obviously a big part of it, bringing your Mii, going through Castle Club, leveling up, getting new stuff, but then there's a whole wealth of other people. You just announced some new ones.
Right. So we right off the bat, you're going to have 12 playable characters from kind of the Mushroom Kingdom universe. You also will have Birdo is returning. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
Everyone give Birdo a hand. Did you ever think you'd be getting a hand for Birdo?
Birdo doesn't get enough respect, actually.
True.
One cool thing with the tournaments, too, going back to that, if you wanted to play online and create a tournament, you could actually have a tournament of like Birdo only, and everyone that joined that tournament would have to play as Birdo.
Corey, I swear, sometimes you say the best stuff. But I mean, like, that's the thing about this Mario Golf. Again, if I started talking trash on Toadstool Tour, I'd give myself a punch. Toadstool Tour, amazing. I feel like this one takes some of those parts that we loved about Smash and brings it over, right? And the fact that there are these customization options of like, I have all this time, so I'll go out on 18 holes, do whatever for the whatever cup I'm chasing, or I can go in and I have time for 3 holes, and I want coins on them, and I don't want this, and you get to go through and set all these different options.
There's definitely a lot of customization like built into the game. If you do have a lot of time, like I said, I've spent whole 2-3 hours in a row just playing Castle Club.
Yeah.
And then I'll go into Mario Golf side, do these challenges. It could be done bite-sized. I'd probably play 2 or 3 hours in a row again. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's absolutely great. The accessibility, of course, being on Nintendo 3DS, taken anywhere you go.
Sure.
It's great.
It's great. Let's go real quick. I'll give you one question from the audience. You ready? This is from the Twitter thing, of course, ladies and gentlemen. I tweet who's on the show. You tweet back at me. Maybe you get on the show. The one person we're going to get here, who we want to do? No, that's a bad one. It's also bad. Oh, here we go. Taylor says, what kind of Street Pass functionality is in the game? I'm hoping for high scores / people to beat.
So the game does have a Street Pass and Spot Pass functionality. The Spot Pass functionality will be the you might get like tournaments sent to your system that, oh, there's a new tournament available. Do you want to enter? With regards to Street Pass, whenever you Street Pass with someone, their Mii character will enter the lobby of your castle club. So you will actually see their Mii character walking around in the gear that they have customized themselves with. So if they have some sweet like blooper or shirt or club or something like that, you could be like, all right, I need this in my life.
That's what I'm trying to do right now, is unlock the most stuff, because I'm one of the people at IGN with an advanced copy.
Right.
So like I lost the battle with Zelda where I got that later, and then like Sam Claiborne was walking around, and he was unbeatable, and I couldn't do it. But now I'm going to be that guy in golf. I'm very excited. Corey, you guys have done a fantastic job. I'm a big fan of Mario Golf. This is a great game. Comes out May 2nd, everybody. Mario Golf World Tour. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Thank you to future Brian Altano, present day Brian Altano, Corey Olsbury, and you, my audience. If you want to be in that audience, go.ign.com/up at noon for details. As always, Brian and I will be responding to comments the first hour of this video is live, so come tell us your favorite Mario Golf moment. Mine is when we played Toadstool Tour nonstop in college, and my friend Booth would reenact the Turtles' birdie dance every time he got one. We were not very popular. We'll be back next Monday at noon with Jens Anderson from DC Universe Online. But until then, I'm going back to bed. Wingstop.com, DaveFenoy.com. Keep watching Up at Noon.